Hello, everyone. I'm James Milan. Welcome to this DEI update. DEI, as I'm sure you know, is diversity, equity, and inclusion, and I am talking to the town's director of the DEI Department of One, and she is Jillian Harvey. Hi, Jill.
Hi, James.
Good to see you, and happy 2022. We hope.
Yes, yes. Happy 22. I'm 2022.
Yes, and I do hope you got some, gosh, well-deserved rest, a little bit at least around the holidays. Please tell us so.
I did. I
Good.
slept a lot. I ate, and I slept some more. That was good.
These are good things to do. Remember to do those at other times as well. All right, we always, of course, have plenty to talk to you about, and it's been a while since we last got to do so. So there's plenty to talk about. We'll talk about the MLK observance that just happened, and we'll also talk about upcoming activities for Black History Month and beyond. But let me first ask, what is new in general in your department?
Yeah. So in typical fashion, there's a lot going on. But last week, the select board unanimously endorsed my request to start using ARPA funding for a community equity audit and to add a new position. So I'm really excited about that. I put together a request for proposals for the community equity audit, which will actually get posted next week and be up for about a month. And from there, we'll go through the interview process and bids and all of that. But my aim is to have a consultant selected and get that process started by April, hopefully by the end of April. But this audit is really going to be the first essential step that we need in order to really be able to uphold our commitment, to building a community where everyone's heard and respected and protected. The town of Arlington has so much to offer, but we know for a fact that not all community members have the same opportunities and access to everything. So this audit is going to be kind of the missing piece that we need to help us address some of these inequities and just to conduct a comprehensive assessment to help us identify barriers to access for community members. So that also covers language access, different communication needs as well, and possible barriers to engagement. And then provide us with some, concrete steps on how to move forward. But with that too, in addition to the audit, a support role was supported by the select board as well. So we'll be gaining a community outreach and engagement coordinator position that I've asked for. Again, with the ARPA funding. So that position I'm really excited to bring on because I know community engagement has been an area where departmentally across all departments, I think we're struggling, and to have a bit more assistance and support in that arena will be helpful. And then that person will also help with some of the implementation of the recommendations that will come from the audit. And then separate from ARPA funding, we'll also be adding a ADA coordinator position. So I'm really excited about that too.
So go ahead. I'm going to jump in for two reasons. One, it may be self-evident to folks out there what the community equity audit is. I'm just going to get, I assume from how you described it that basically it is, people with an expert eye coming in and looking at how equity, what is the current state of equity in broadly determined in town. But perhaps I should let you tell us.
Yeah, that's pretty spot on. So holding what I am looking for, so as part of the proposals, is definitely to see what some organizations will be able to offer. But some of the work that we're looking to have done is not only surveys, but small focus groups into areas that we don't hear from people, and to start to find out why. And how we can improve things on our end to make sure that we are bringing the voices that we don't hear and the concerns that we don't hear to the table. But that also means making sure we have things available in different languages. But which languages? and accessibility, what type of accessibility are we talking about? So having an outside consultant do this work, because it's just not realistic for me or internally for us to try and do that And on the school side, they have put out a request for proposals as well. So they're doing the same exact thing, looking to get an equity audit done for the school district. So the goal here is to kind of align that work. And I've also put in our request to have, whoever we do go with, work with and use the information that's happening on the school side too. So it should be good. It'll be a while. The process in itself to really do the full job is going to take about 10 to 12 months. So, to get this report and final recommendations, we'll probably be looking at April 2023. But again, this equity work is long and lifetime. It's a lifetime of work. So being able to commit and understand the timeline for taking the right steps to make change is what we all need to be on board with.
Great. Yes, very, very important stuff there. And thanks for explaining it further.
Yeah.
I interrupted you when you were talking about the ADA position, and I just wanted to also clarify that we're talking about the American Disabilities Act, I assume?
Yes.
Okay, sorry. I'll stop
yes,
now.
I forgot. Not everyone speaks my lingo. But yes, so we'll be getting a position for that. So currently I'm the ADA coordinator. And the Disability Commission is one of the commissions that I oversee and support. So to have another position that will be able to support that commission and take on some of the compliance work and be a bit more in tune with the other departments that also have ADA guidelines. We all have guidelines to follow, but to have someone who can really help make that a bit more robust is going to be awesome. So I'm really excited about that.
I know that the various commissions do take up quite a bit of your time. Is there any other news related to that before we move on?
They're still chugging along. We still have some vacancies actually on the Rainbow Commission. They are, I think we have 2, I want to say. So if folks are interested, surely reach out. But we've got some new leadership as well. Our Human Rights Commission as of last night has some new co-chairs. But we're just planning for the remainder of the year, the fiscal year. So the 3 groups will be hashing out what they're gonna spend the rest of their time programming up through June, and we'll go from there. But yeah, they're chugging along.
All right. Well, we mostly are focused on what's ahead of us in this conversation, but let's take a moment and just talk about what just happened. And that was a unique, not unique, but an adapted MLK celebration that, I have to say on the ACMi side, we feel like it went very well, but I'd love to hear your thoughts.
Yes, definitely. So Monday, it was the 34th annual Martin Luther King Jr birthday observance. And it took place virtually again this year, and it really couldn't have been done without the help of ACMi. So thank you. But I'm just really grateful that I was able to get involved with the committee last year, and that we were able to host this wonderful community event again, even despite COVID still being very real and not being able to actually gather in person. I think this year, because we did it last year, we had a little bit more experience in being able to be better prepared to do some components throughout the year versus right at the getting it close to the event. But our speaker, Dr. Wooten, was really wonderful, and just the musical pieces and the poet laureate. It was really great to help plan, and I know the committee is also welcoming new members. So if anyone is interested, certainly reach out to me at the DEI at town.arlington.ma.us email, just because I'll be in touch with folks once we have the next meeting scheduled. But yeah, it was good. I felt really good about it.
Yeah, I think you should. And really, the planning that you mentioned, it was just excellent. It was really very well done. And so anyway, congratulations and thank you. And let's return to looking at what lies in front of us in the month of February, and then throughout, this calendar year, as we've been talking about.
Yeah. So I know in the past I've talked to you about the Arlington, Elevating Arlington's Voices of Color, the archive project. That
Absolutely.
is a collaborative project between the DEI division, the Robbins Library, and the ACAC. So we had started this last year and provided some workshops throughout the year for BIPOC community members to attend, to be able to have basically an infinity space to work on some of these pieces. So this project is a digital archive, not a physical one, that'll be housed with the Robbins Library. But just because of timing and everything, we weren't able to put full steam ahead last year. And so that's my goal for this year, is really highlighting voices of color. And that's going to be a theme that's going to be woven into most of what will be coming out of my office this year. So for this project specifically, we're in the collection stage right now, so that we'll have an unveiling of the archive on, right now we're aiming for the second week of February. And folks will be able to see what's been contributed thus far. And I think it will, at that point, make a little bit more sense as to what it is. But we're also going to have an opening celebratory panel discussion with the folks who actually hosted those workshops last year. So we had a writing workshop, we had poetry, a portraiture one. So there'll be a talk that'll take place on, right now, I believe it's going to be the 28th of February. But that will focus on the importance of storytelling and how to share one's own narrative in a variety of mediums, but really the importance of capturing it. But yeah, the larger goal for this project is really just to have an archive, to be a space for BIPOC community members to feel like they can contribute something and have it be preserved. I know if you look at some of the other archival stuff in town, it's not really representative. So this is a space for that. And it's really, submissions are up to each individual. This is a free range project. And it's here to capture, happy moments, challenges, love, difficult times as well. It's not meant to be just open up and share your most painful experience. Like, that's not the point at all. It's really a place that you can contribute anything you want to, and know that it's going to be there, and that you're providing a glimpse into a life that someone might not know about. I just submitted my own narrative, so
Great.
So get there. But that, like I said, the theme of Elevating Arlington's Voices of Color is going to be into programming throughout the year. So it'll be tied into the community conversation series as well. That'll be taking place over the summer. So hopefully I'll be locking in some of those dates soon. But yeah, that's the goal, is to keep this, to really make that one of the priorities for me this year.
I love to hear, and I bet others in the audience do too, as well. Just love to hear that this is a year-long project, because it is a lifelong project, as you have said to me before. And we need to commit as a community to these things in order for them to actually happen. And this sounds like a really a stepping up even of the commitment. One other thing I'll just add very quickly is that I know the project was born in the pandemic, and tried and was really faced some obstacles on, from that alone, serious obstacles. So it will be interesting. I'm going to be hopeful that this year, gets a little bit back to normal for all of us, for all the reasons we're aware of, but including that, having this project therefore be able to get out to into people's consciousnesses in more ways, through live events, through interaction that is more natural than we were able to have under the pandemic. So that's, I'm keeping my fingers crossed on your behalf for that.
Thanks, me too.
All right. Anything that we have not mentioned that we should have?
Yes. So definitely keep your eye out for the Black History Month banners that will go up in February, that are hosted by the Human Rights Commission. So there'll be some new additions this year that will go up in the Heights. in addition to the previous 2 years banners along Mass Ave and Arlington Center and East Arlington. But with that, the commission did a call for artists with a theme of youth leading the way. And so we got some really great submissions, and final selections have been made. So those are going before the select board on Monday. But the banner, the background information and stories that go with the banners will all be posted on the Human Rights Commission on their webpage. And then a date for the artist talk for the new banners will be set soon. So once I know that, I'll also share that information out. But also check out the DEI town webpage because it's been updated. And so there's also some more updated information about the community conversations posted there as well. So yeah, I'm just gonna say directing folks there because that's where I'm putting everything.
All right, great. Well, thank you very much. And let us hope again that, well, we know we'll be able to talk to you regularly throughout the year, so we'll be able to chart the progress of all these initiatives and the overarching project that they're part of. But we just wish you the best of luck in getting these kind of engine that, you know, these wheels rolling. And we look forward to our next conversation.
Great. Thanks, James. Thanks for having me.
Appreciate it. I have been speaking with Jillian Harvey. She is our DEI director in town, and this has been the DEI Update. I am James Milan. Thanks to Jill, and thanks to you for joining us. We'll see you next time.